What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, CamATL, and welcome back to another NBA High Five video with your boy. Ready to start this week off with a bang, baby. It was a rough weekend for me, honestly. Sunday was rough for football because Ridley was out. I jumped on Russell Gage, who ended up not even getting a target, which was wild. And NBA just had a couple down days throughout the weekend, so I'm ready to start it out on a high note here Monday. Ready to get to this money. Greenlightdfs.com. Join the squad. Let's get it. Let's sweep this entire week, baby. Let's go. So, starting out first and foremost. By the way, I'm going to type out the winner's name for last week's $50 giveaway down in the comment section when I'm done. So make sure you like, subscribe, and comment anything in the comment section to enter your name into next week's giveaway. And I'll be announcing the winner for last week's in the comment section when I'm done and I post this. All right? So, I'm going to get straight to the point here. First off, starting off at point guard, I really love Trae Young. I love this game in general. I want both sides of it where I can. Trae Young at 9-3 feels pretty damn good to me. He has yet to have that breakout game yet. He's been averaging mid 40s. He had the 52 against Detroit October 25th, but even that's not his big game yet. As we know, last season he dropped multiple like upper 50s, upper 60s, even into the 70s once. So we know the upside that Trae Young possesses. We know the possibility of him just absolutely breaking a slate. And the matchup here against Washington is just absolutely amazing. His last five starts against this Washington team, he had 77, 53, 54, 55, and then 44 earlier on this year already. It wasn't a great showing out of him, but honestly, at 9-3, we want like upper 40s here, low 50s if possible. I do think Trae Young bounces back here. The first game was in Washington. I'm expecting a 50s something here at home in Atlanta against Washington. And like this is the highest total on the slate. This is the game I really want exposure in. So Trae Young is got to be high on my priority list. Now at shooting guard, Gary Trent Jr. Scotty Barnes is doubtful. That means Gary Trent Jr. is going to have even more usage. This kid's already been consistent this entire season so far. He did only get 17 against the Pacers last game and 23 minutes played, but with Scotty Barnes off the floor today, at least he's doubtful as of right now. That's going to be a bump to Gary Trent Jr. He's going to play mid 30 minutes like we're used to seeing so far this year. He's been averaging about 35 minutes a game. This is a fantastic spot here for him against the Knicks, and he's only 4-8. When it comes to the other Toronto spots with Barnes being out, I mean, you've got mid 7K guys. You've got Van Vliet like mid 8Ks, high up 8Ks. Can't remember what his price was actually. Let me see. What was Van Vliet? Van Vliet's high 8,000s, almost 9K. I think he's usable. I think he's feels like he could get 45 here, but Van Vliet lets me down so much. I don't know. It's hard to trust. But Gary Trent at least is 4-8. So there's not much he could really do to let us down, especially with Scotty Barnes out. I feel pretty good about him at least hitting 6X here. Gary Trent's in a fantastic spot. At power forward, I'm going another Atlanta Hawk, and that's going to be John Collins. Like I said, I'm going to say it again. The matchup is amazing here for Atlanta and Washington on both sides of this game. This will be the most interesting DFS game of the night, and I really, really love some guys in this game, period. John Collins is only 6'8", round him up to 7K. We want a floor of 35 here. He has been doing pretty much that. I mean, his average is around 35 so far. 38, 38, 38, 48. Those are his scores in four of the six games so far this year. He did have a couple down games where he got 25, but this matchup against Washington is amazing. They gave up over 42 to Al Horford, over 48 to Collins himself. Got dropped 48. They let over 40 DraftKings points to Al Horford twice so far. Sabonis dropped over 51. I mean, they've just been giving it up to power forward. So John Collins is just a fantastic play in my opinion at power forward and gets me another piece of that game. Another guy that I really like is Mo Bamba. Mo Bamba's in a fantastic spot against Minnesota here. Minnesota's been giving it up to bigs. We all know that. Towns is not much of a defensive guy. He's an offensive-minded center. He's not really going to worry too much about guarding guys. I mean, as you can see, the last four outings, all right, for centers against Minnesota, 67 for Jokic, 78 for Giannis, which, I mean, he could power forward or center, whatever. Valanciunas, 60. Valanciunas, 53. Valanciunas dropped a 53 and a 60 against this team. Jokic went for over 67. This is a big spot here for Mo Bamba. I'm expecting high 40s, low 50s here out of Bamba, and he is one of my favorite plays because at 7-1, I need a floor of about 36, 37. I really like the spot for him here. I think he's locked for 40s. I feel really good about him for 40 something against Minnesota, and he's got some big upside like he showed against Toronto October 29th, getting 51. So expect Mo Bamba to be a big piece of this Orlando offense. All right. And rebounding in general. He's just going to rebound the fuck out of them. All right. Anyways, at guard, I really like Monte Morris here. As we know, Jamal Murray is still out. Monte Morris has been playing 30 minutes. It's a fantastic spot here for him. I mean, the matchup against for guards against Memphis is just A1. You want guards versus Memphis, plain and simple. All right, they have been dominating Memphis this year so far. Guards have been doing very, very well. Like I said, Denver's still missing pieces in this on this team. They're still missing Jamal Murray. So with him being out, Monte Morris is running the point, and at 4-4 just feels too cheap to me. For a guy who's going to play 30 minutes, I mean, yeah, he's had some down games, don't get me wrong. He's had two games where he really hit what we're looking for. He got 17, 17, 12, and 15 are his low performances so far this year. He's only got two games where he did great, but this is one of those spots right here. All right, he got 28 against Utah October 26th. He got 30 against Minnesota October 30th. This is the spot for him to shine right here. It's a fantastic spot here against Memphis, and I'm really interested in Monte Morris as a value play on this slate. All right, so we got Trae Young and John Collins in my favorite game of the night. Gary Trent Jr. with Scotty Barnes being doubtful. He's going to get a bump here, and he's only 4-8. Gets you a piece of a guy getting a bump on that Toronto side for a cheaper price because everybody else is priced up. Mo Bamba against Minnesota, fantastic matchup for centers against Minnesota. And then Monte Morris, same thing. Against guards, guards versus Memphis is always good to go. All right, and that's it, y'all. Thank you guys for joining me as always. Only shit, look at that, under 7 minutes, and we got the juice out and ready to go get some money. Thank you guys for joining me as always. I'm about to record the showdown core for NFL Monday Night Showdown tonight, so make sure you check that out after this. Thank you guys for joining me, and I'm out. Peace.